Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freighter. When eccentric reggae pioneer Lee Scratch Perry showed up for the 2006 staging of Western Consciousness in Savanna-la-mar, Wetmoreland, it was the first time that he was performing in Jamaica in over 44 years. To say Perry, who is credited with influencing the early career of reggae king Bob Marley, was a strange man would be an understatement. His music could be described as crazy at best, while his mode of dressing, which included a mix of just about every color, complemented by rings, chains, mirrors, globes, map, pendants, just about everything a normal person would consider odd, which included painting his shoes in red, green and gold and having rear view mirrors on them. Perry, who was one of the foremost producers in Jamaica's music in the formative years of reggae music in the early 1970s, reportedly taught Bob Marley the rudiments of singing and composing. At the time, he had one of the most respected studios in Jamaica, the Black Hawk Studio. To the surprise of many, including those who had long considered Perry's behavior to be odd, if not totally mad, he burned down the Black Hawk Studio in 1979, claiming that it was giving off some bad energy that was affecting his creativity, citing demon energy and doppies. There was some bad energy because my intention was to help poor Perry return to Jamaica from his home base in Europe to perform at the 2014 staging of the Bob Marley birthday bash at MX3 in Nickel. Again, his dressing was the highlight of his appearance, as while the visitors to the island were seemingly enthralled by his singing of some old 70s classics, the Jamaicans seemed far more amused by his dressing, as the mirrors on his hat, clothes and shoes sparkled under the spotlights. The last time I saw Scratch Perry was at the 2016 staging of the High Vibe Jamaica concert at the Aqueduct Rose Hall in Montego Bay, where he performed alongside dancehall star Beenie Man, Bob Marley's son Kimani Marley, and hip-hop star Rick Ross. In this edition of Lest You Forget, I will be revisiting that performance from a story I wrote for the Gleaner, which was published on September 4, 2016, under the headline, Strange Scratch, Majestic Marley. The story read as follows. Saturday's High Vibe Jamaica concert was a night of dazzling roots rock reggae with a generous injection of hip-hop at the Aqueduct Rose Hall, Montego Bay. The dancehall doctor, a dazzling Beenie Man, stole the spotlight with a clinical display in which he spared very few hits from his amazing catalogue. Against a backdrop of sweet-smelling Jamaican ganja, which was in generous supply, the appreciative audience also got a taste of the eccentric magic of the legendary Lee Scratch Perry, Kimani Marley, and Cash Money Records' Rick Ross. In zooming in specifically on Lee Scratch performance, I wrote the following. If one could describe a performance as extremely strange, then Lee Scratch Perry's 1 hour plus set would have easily mastered that category. Yet Perry had the full attention of the audience as he combined singing with rambling and off-the-cuff remarks to pounding dub-style music from New York-based Subatomic sound system, with an assortment of mirrors, indicators and globes on his clothes and shoes, and a hat serving as a visual reminder of his strangeness. The veteran, who is considered a legend in reggae music, worked his way through songs such as Zion's Blood, Soul Fire, Sun is Shining, Crazy Ballad and Happy Birthday, skillfully injecting a bit of social commentary into some of the songs. Scratch also created what seems to be a number of on-the-spot lyrics, such as Bless Up Ganja, which he did while lighting and smoking a spliff, and 6'6" remix, which had a newness about it, When Perry left the stage, it was clear that he had enjoyed the performance, possibly more than the audience. After witnessing the 3 Lee Scratch Perry performance I saw, it gradually began to dawn on me that while he appeared crazy, he was a genius. In researching his performances in Europe, it was clear that he was no ordinary man. He was a superstar. When news broke in August 2021 that Lee Scratch Perry had died suddenly, I was somewhat saddened as he was a fit-looking 85-year-old who was singing and dancing on the stage a few weeks before his death. However, one of those unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica. Unforgettable stories out of Western Jamaica from the scrapbooks of Adrian Freitas. Before you go, please remember to subscribe.